All right, so we're back at it with our second body paragraph, which is the same as our reason number 2. So let's go back and see what we wrote for our second reason. All right, so a constant source of new entertainment, right? So let's kind of review what it is that we brainstorm, right? So obviously I'm taking the bad route here. You can go with the good route. No one's going to judge you for it. So my bad route is that I say distraction, makes a smaller attention span, causes cyberbullying. People are never satisfied with what they have. You can also get incorrect information because of the internet. I think for my example, so in my paragraph, when I have to provide an example, I think that I am going to go with them being a distraction and causing a smaller attention span. I think you can combine the two and not have to spend a whole lot of time on it. All right, so let's jump back over here. All right, so same thing as body paragraph number 1. First thing we need to do is a topic sentence, right? We need to explain what it is that we're going to talk about. So we are going to talk about, I can't remember because I'm tired, constant source of entertainment. So let me write that down so I don't forget. So, topic sentence, constant source of entertainment. We can refer back to our previous paragraph, and that's how we're going to tie everything in together, right? Not only do teens spend a lot of money, please write out the word, I'm just being lazy, a lot of money on new technology, they spend a lot of time. Okay, see how I'm setting you up? Now I'm transitioning into a new thing. I've referred back to what we were just talking about. Now I'm transitioning into the new idea that we're talking about, which is a constant source of entertainment. You can talk about the day that we looked up the amount of time that you guys spent on apps, right? That was a great example of how distracted you are and you didn't even know, right? So you can talk about that time in class, right? And that's probably what I'm going to refer to. All right, so our topic sentence. Not only do teens spend a lot of money on new technology, they spend a lot of time. Teens, and again, if you're feeling attacked, expand to the whole world. I'm just sticking to the prompt. Teens spend an incredible amount of time searching for new forms of entertainment. Okay, we're going to take a pause break. You are going to go ahead and write your topic sentence for your body paragraph number 2. Make sure you kind of follow the same idea where I'm just like, okay, I've written down reason number 2 just so I have something that I can make sure I have refer back to. Remember, this is a rough draft. We aren't writing our final draft yet. We haven't jumped straight from brainstorming to final draft. We're working on our rough draft. This is why this looks like this. This is why it's okay to look like this. All right. Hopefully you've paused. If not, you're ignoring me and I don't know why. All right, so let's jump back into it. So we've got our topic sentence, right? Not only do teens spend a lot of money on new technology, they spend a lot of time. Teens spend an incredible amount of time searching for new forms of entertainment. So my dog is making a lot of noise. Okay. All right, so what do we mean by that? What am I talking about? How do I know they're spending a lot of time? This is my for example, right? So I'm going to write my example right here. You can do the basic for example again, that's okay, or you can jump straight into your story. One day, my teacher made us Ooh, that's not even a word. I don't know what the heck. Made us look at how much time we spent on our phones. It was shocking to see that I spent over however many hours. I think someone spent 10 hours on YouTube. Okay, so one day my teacher made us look at how much time we spent on our phones. It was shocking to see that I spent over 10 hours on YouTube. I'm going to finish that thought in the course of a week, right? So you can elaborate and say that averages to however many hours and a half a day. That's a lot of time on YouTube, right? So this is our example. One day, teacher made us look at how much time we spent on our phones. It was shocking to see that I spent over 10 hours on YouTube in the course of a week. Can't stop there, right? We have to explain how this ties back into not only the topic sentence, but how it ties back into the prompt, right? Which is why is new technology so important to teenagers? Okay, so take a pause, go ahead and write out your example. You can use an example similar to mine. Remember, they can be personal stories, they can be made up, as long as you don't give me fake quotes and fake facts. All right, so now we need to go ahead and explain how our example relates back to the theme, right? So we talked about how shocked we were, how much time we spent on YouTube over the course of a week. So we can say something like, it's unfortunate so much time. So it's unfortunate that I spent so much time just trying to be entertained. Okay, it's unfortunate that I spent so much time just trying to be entertained. And then go on, I know that I'm constantly looking, or I know that students are constantly looking, right? It's always good to transition out of those I statements and start bringing it back to the whole world, right? Students, teens, whatever, are constantly looking for something to distract them. It's difficult to stay focused on one thing when there are so many I'm trying to think of a good word because I don't want to use distractions again. I don't want to use thing again. This is where the dictionary or the thesaurus comes in handy. I'm going to say options. There are so many options to choose from. Okay, actually don't use the exclamation point. That just means I'm happy that I finished that thought. All right, so my explanation. It's unfortunate that I spend so much time just trying to be entertained. Students are constantly looking for something to distract them. It's difficult to stay focused on one thing when there are so many options to choose from. All right, so let's reread it. We'll read it all together, catch any mistakes. That way we know what we need to fix. Not only do teens spend a lot of money on new technology, they spend a lot of time. Teens spend an incredible amount of time searching for new forms of entertainment. One day, my teacher made us look at how much time we spent on our phones. It was shocking to see that I spent over 10 hours on YouTube in the course of a week. It's unfortunate I spend so much time just trying to be entertained. Students are constantly looking for something to distract them. It's difficult to stay focused on one thing when there are so many options to choose from. All right, pause, wrap up your explanation, then we can move on to the conclusion, and then you're done.